Today in the morning edition, 4 Russian aircraft in Alaska airspace this month, the 9th time this year, why Alaska's U.S. senators say they believe Russia is taunting the U.S. and other countries. Then a couple on a trail near Seward attacked by a bear. We'll bring you the details as troopers say they escaped with only minor injuries after fighting it off themselves. And later, one little girl lost her Woody doll from Toy Story, and the doll goes on a real-life Toy Story adventure to get back home. All the details ahead as the morning edition starts now. Good Friday morning, everyone. Thanks for waking up with us today. Just little Woody went on an adventure.
Yeah, hopefully,
Toy Story?
maybe made a little stop at Pizza Planet. Who knows?
So maybe he made a stop at Pizza Planet. Yeah, that's fun. Sure,
certainly looking forward to hearing any story that revolves around the Toy Story.
I just love Toy Story.
Yeah, Toy Story is just one of those things that we all grew up with, and it will always hold a special place with us. Waking up this morning, we are seeing some rain showers across South Central. We are expected to see some high winds. That's going to occur out towards southeast throughout the day. We've been alerting you to that throughout the week. 43 degrees is where we're currently sitting at here in Anchorage. And while we are still favoring some of those rain showers, we're actually going to see this activity kind of taper off as we welcome in the weekend. We're currently sitting at 36 in Eureka, 35 in Talkeetna, 43 degrees in Anchorage. And then as you head out towards parts of Prince William Sound, we're seeing those temperatures in the mid to upper 40s. So rain still with us across South Central, although that activity is set to kind of subside throughout the day and into our Saturday. We've got more rain that's building in across southeast this morning, and you notice a good portion of the panhandle is up under some high wind warnings, which remain in effect through the evening hours. Now, these gusts will be as high as about 60 to 70 miles per hour. Winds will rapidly shift for some areas of southeast. Now, out towards Sitka, you are up under that high wind warning as well. However, just a slight shift in the track of this area of low pressure will greatly lead to lower wind speeds, even some higher wind speeds. So just be prepared throughout the day as Sitka, one of the harder areas to determine what we're going to be seeing when it comes to those winds. But we are still seeing some of those gusty conditions that have been with us through the overnight hours, anywhere from 25 to about 40 miles per hour. And again, those winds will steadily increase throughout the day, where we're going to see a gust of 60 to 70 miles per hour with an already oversaturated ground. More rain to be expected. We could see some downed trees, some power outages, and yes, some landslide risk still remain in the forecast for parts of southeast. Across the state for that bus stop forecast this morning, we do have some areas of wintry mix through the interior, out towards Bethel and areas of western and southwest Alaska. We've also got some light snow with some localized areas of wintry mix here in South Central and in to parts of southeast. We're going to see those temperatures in the mid to upper 40s with rain. I'll have more on that in that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
In today's top story, an investigation is underway into a deadly officer-involved shooting in Anchor Point. Troopers say they were trying to arrest 30-year-old Tyler Moyer at the Storiski campground on a $50,000 felony warrant. Detectives with the Anchorage Police Department said they had been trying to locate Moyer when his vehicle was found at the campground. Officials state that Moyer initially refused orders to exit his vehicle, eventually ran away and pulled out a knife. That was when a trooper fired, striking him. Troopers say life-saving efforts were attempted, but Moyer was pronounced dead at the scene. Authorities say a woman inside Moyer's car tried to harm herself and was taken to the hospital. Moyer's body has been sent for autopsy. The Alaska Bureau of Investigation and Office of Special Prosecutions is leading the case. Russian military aircraft have entered Alaska's Air Defense Identification Zone, also known as the ADIZ, 9 times this year alone, the latest happening just this week. According to NORAD, 4 Russian planes, including 2 bombers, were detected and tracked. This is video from previous incursions. Officials emphasize the ADIZ is not U.S. territorial airspace, but Senator Dan Sullivan says the pattern is clear. Moscow is testing America's boundaries. NORAD says such flights aren't unusual, but the timing stands out. This latest incursion came just one day after President Trump suggested NATO countries could shoot down Russian planes entering their airspace.
And now, if you're coming into our airspace and you're flying over our airspace, you are a target. So I agree with what President Trump said. The Russians are definitely testing Poland. They're testing the Baltics. And they're flying over and into their airspace. That is a very different thing from ADIZ incursions. summer. So they're pressing and probing. And again, the way you meet them, the way you have to meet them is through strength and showing our military and our men and women do such a good job.
Senator Lisa Murkowski responding, quote, as they do regularly, Russia is testing our ability to respond to their provocations. Alaska's role as America's first line of defense grows ever more critical with each intercept we conduct. For more on the ADIZ breach and what the senators had to say, you can visit our website or mobile app. Just outside of Seward, 2 hikers surprised by a bear and fight it off with minimal injuries. That's according to Alaska State Troopers, who say a man and woman, both seasonal workers, were returning from a hike on Harding Ice Field Wednesday evening around 7 when they encountered the bear. The pair told troopers the animal attacked the woman, biting her in the shin, with both hikers sustaining bites to the buttocks.
They were approximately a quarter mile from the parking lot when they told me that a bear had jumped out in front of them on the trail, and both individuals had to tell me that, or had told me that they had to fight off the bear, trying to make themselves big, yell at the bear. They didn't have any bear spray with them, and they both sustained minor injuries.
Smith said the hikers were able to drive themselves to the hospital where they were treated and released. We're told investigators were in the park Thursday, but they were unable to find the bear. And as of last check, the trailhead is closed. As the seasons begin changing here in Anchorage, tires will also follow suit. Next Wednesday, October 1st, is the official date where people living in the municipality of Anchorage can legally drive with studded tires. Drivers risk a $50 fine per tire when driving with studded tires before this date. Steve Hill of Alaska Tire Service reiterates the importance of having proper tires for winter.
Get the right tires. You know, like I said, there's some really good studless winter tires out there, and there's some great studded tires out there, and all weather as well. So, but good tires are important, especially, you know, in the icy conditions. It makes a big difference. I encourage people to get in as early as they can just to get ahead of the rush.
Hill also says that changing tires can take up to an hour per car, so you should head to the shop sooner rather than later and be patient with technicians. Residents that live north of the 60-degree latitude line outside of Anchorage can already legally drive with studded tires. Alyeska Oktoberfest is this weekend. The annual event is packed with fun and entertainment, including costume contests, a beer hall, and a yodeling contest. Bailey Braun brings us the details.
Oktoberfest is coming up. What can you tell me about that? When is that happening, and just what can people expect?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're encouraging people to break out their lederhosen and all of their kind of wonderful, and wonderful clothing. And it starts tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and it goes all the way to Saturday as well, 10 p.m. So 2 days of, just incredible activities. I can kind of run you through a few of them.
Yeah,
so we're kind of transforming the day lodge at Alyeska Resort with live music, Bavarian food, beer, drinks, and activities kind of for all ages. It's a free event. All families are definitely encouraged to come.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got so much food. We've got like schnitzel, we've got bratwurst, like a whole bunch of,
That's awesome. That's so exciting.
And drink. And there's drinks for everybody too. Like, so it's not just beer. We're going to have like red wine. We're going to have, just a bunch of different drinks.
Do people need to get tickets even though it's free? Just walk in and you're good?
Absolutely. Yeah, you bet.
Ahead on the morning edition, we take a look at Alaskan history with the latest episode of We the People, discussing the history of the Alaskan Gold Rush, a Japanese emperor's visit, and an aviation tragedy. Next.
Rain still with us across the Gulf Coast region. High winds as you head out towards southeast. I'll have more on that. But first, the sunrise. 7:52 in Anchorage, 6:52 in Juneau. Your full forecast is next.
Welcome back on this Friday morning. Aaron, we got a little bit of a taste of some nice sunshine yesterday, but it's just back to the wet.
Yeah, we're still seeing those ongoing September rains that have been with us for several weeks now across the state, more so out towards southeast, where we are once again set to watch for some high winds throughout the day. We've got some wintry mix that's occurring across Alaska, more so into the interior and portions of western Alaska. And of course, we're still awaiting the first freeze for many areas across the state. Fairbanks likely going to see one of the top 3 latest on record. You can see temperatures this morning hovering just a few degrees above freezing. We will see some localized areas of some frost for portions of the interior where we aren't seeing those temperatures near freezing. 32 in Kotzebue, 30 in Utqiagvik, and then you can see 22 degrees in McGrath. So we are beginning to see those temperatures cooling off for areas out west. We're even seeing some locations dipping down into the teens and the 20s for the first time this season. Out towards southeast and for at least the southern coastline, we continue to favor warmer conditions. So for Fairbanks, the latest first freeze, this is where we're currently sitting at as we surpassed September 25th yesterday. But if we do not hit it today, we'll likely make our run into the top 2 latest first freezes on record. The latest ever is September 28th, which was set last year. So this is going to be back-to-back years where we're going to see one of the latest first freezes on record for Fairbanks and portions of the interior. We still got numerous areas of low pressure through the Gulf Coast region. We are watching this one that's out towards southeast. Very quick moving low that's going to bring increasing rainfall and some high winds. So be prepared throughout the day for some gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour looking possible for parts of southeast. And of course, we've got this area of low pressure that has dropped out of Siberia through the overnight hours. And that's leading to some localized areas of rain, snow, and some wintry mix as you head out towards western and southwest Alaska. So yes, we are tapping into those cooler and wintry weather conditions across portions of the state. Winds still gusting as you head out west through the Aleutians and southeast, with those winds as high as about 50 miles per hour so far this morning. But we are again going to see some of those highest wind speeds today impacting areas of southeast Alaska. And that comes from that low pressure system you're seeing right there. Again, quick moving as it moves off towards the northeast. It will make an approach somewhere towards the central panhandle. So this is where we're going to see some of that heavier rainfall taking place throughout today. Into our Saturday morning, that rain tapers off across south central. We'll see ongoing rain out towards southeast. You can see things dry out here across south central with some sunshine looking promising in the forecast as we welcome in really later tomorrow afternoon. We'll see the return to some of that sunnier weather. But today we will favor some wet conditions across south central, with inland areas seeing a decent shot for some rain for at least several hours, some steady rain as we welcome in the mid-morning and early afternoon. So be prepared for that. We do dry out through the early hours tomorrow, and then temperatures for the foreseeable future set to top out near 50 degrees each and every day, while overnight lows, while we aren't going to drop down near freezing, we will see some mid-30s. Any cloud breaks through the night will provide the potential for some frost across portions of south central into next week.
As part of the celebration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in 1776, we're sharing a bit of our state history. Tracy Sinclair steps in with what you need to know about what happened in Alaska this week.
This week in Alaska history, we have a gold rush, we have a tragic aviation accident here in the Anchorage area, and for the first time ever, a Japanese emperor put his foot on foreign soil, and it happened right here in Alaska. With me this week for this episode is Jennifer Summers. Now, she is our Reset producer, but she was also born and raised in Nome, so she has a lot of experience of actually living with the remnants of that gold rush. It was nice to hear some of those personal stories. I also sat down and talked with a librarian from the Lusac Library just to get some recommendations on some books about Alaska and this amazing history that we have. You're going to want to watch this episode. Check it out on our free streaming platforms. You can find those on Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and Roku. Don't miss it. Just click that We the People tab.
Thanks for listening to our podcast. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcasts from Alaska's news source automatically, and stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's News Source app.